Good evening, one and all present here. I can understand, guys, it's very difficult because 3:50 p.m. that all the program has to be ended. But very unfortunate, it's been extended here. But over 15 minutes now. I'll just try to finish it off at the earliest, okay? They have already explained about my candidature and all. But I just wanted to tell you one thing. I'm the Director Center for Technology in Traditional Medicine, which is a new center developed at Anna University. And they wanted to just doing all the research oriented to Ayush. That is Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga, Homeopathy and Siddha. And here, and also I am the professor for the Center for Food Technology. So here I'm just going to cover the topic Ayurveda Aahar for Wellness, which is integrating traditional foods into modern lifestyles. Next slide. This section exclusively is going to be told something about the time-honored Ayurvedic principles and techniques of food processing and preservation. Because that is a modernized techniques that how we are going to just merge with all these traditional practices that I'm just going to tell something about this. Next slide. Is it visible, guys? Thank you. Next. Yeah, how are we going to go for this kind of guys? Because see, the robot, it's going doing all this mortar and pestle work and all, right? So the same way, we are just going to have the machineries and all the processing strategies to go ahead with this Shastric literature-based food processing things. And here, this blend of time-honored recipes and the innovative methods has unlocked new possibilities, of course, for preserving heritage and enhancing flavors. Next slide. So this slide actually I should not talk more because everybody that you all know about this Ayurvedic science that is food science based, that is gunas, rasa, prabhava and sattvic, and based on this guna in the sense maybe just depends on the inherent qualities that is hot, cold, heavy or light or something like that, and rasa and all the 6 tastes, that is sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter and astringent. And of course, the prabhava in the sense, based on the composition of the body. So it's just going to be designed. And the sattvic, maybe the Ayurvedic principles, which is there in the Shastric literature. And of course, I'm not able to see that at all. Maybe I can stand here. And the avoidance of the processed or artificially preserved foods. So next. So do you know about this adaptogens, guys? Because all the medicinal herbs which is present in our thing, so that is considered as the adaptogens. And of course, the adaptogens are the natural substances which helps the body adapt to stress and promote overall balance. So that's why based on this only, we are going to have all the processing strategies and to give more food products in the market. And here the health benefits, of course, the adaptogens are known to enhance the body's response to stress, improve mood, boost energy levels, and support immune function, making them appealing to health-conscious consumers. And the most Ayurvedic adaptogens are ashwagandha. So these are some of the examples I have just given here. One is ashwagandha, or rhodiola, or holy basil, and moringa, and so all these things. And each and everything that we can just go for, even modern food processing techniques, and to go ahead with the modern foods. Next. So as a consumer, guys, like what are the things that you will be expecting? So one is, you people are very health conscious because after COVID, you all are aware of that because I'm so health conscious in the sense that I have to just meet out all these requirements to the consumers. And so the growing health consciousness is there in the market and preference for natural products because most of the people, that is a trendy name nowadays, that is one is organic or any other plant products that we can just go ahead. And interest in preventive health because I don't want any diseases or something. So I have to just consume the foods from the beginning itself so that I can just prevent the diseases things. And here the integration of Ayurveda into the daily life. So based on this, from the childhood itself, like we have to just go ahead with the introduction of all these foods into the daily life. And of course, customization and personalization. So it depends on the body composition and all. So we are just going to design the foods also. Because if that person, if it is needed anything, so we have to design the foods accordingly, and we will just go ahead with that. And the sustainable and ethical sourcing. That is really important because we cannot even cross the limits, whichever it is applicable. Next. So importance of food processing and preservation, guys. So one is maintaining the nutritional value, because we have to just go for the minimally processed foods. So that is really important, because if you are just going to expose to any other kind of processing methods, in the sense all the nutrients which is there, so surely it just go off. So that's why we have to go for minimally processed foods. One is enhancing digestibility. Another thing is preserving freshness. So that is also really important. Next. So how can we just go for the balancing this tradition and the technology? So no compromise, guys, because we have to just plan for the honoring the heritage, of course. So we have to just go for the preserving authenticity. We have to just go for the enhancing efficiency and consumer expectations and collaborative approach. So what are the advanced or innovative processing methods in foods? One is non-thermal processing, because we are not going to expose to heat at all. So that is really important. So that is one is non-thermal processing. Another one is precision fermentation, because it is so precise, because we can just design the whole experiments and all. Third one is intelligent automation. Even robotics and AI component, everything, it has been coming into the picture for the processing of foods. So these are some of the advancements in the food technology thing. And so again, I just told that the ethical consideration, of course, one is sustainability. Even the source also should be sustainable to get it done. The next one is transparency, because everything should be labeled. So whatever the things I'm going to add, I'm going to design the foods in the sense it should be labeled. Another thing is social responsibilities. We have to just think, okay, this is needed for the society, but we should not cross the limits and everything. Next. And see, these are some of the Ayurveda foods which is available in the market already. One is ashwagandha smoothies. Because in modern lifestyle, guys, even the pizza also will be made by millets, in the sense that is really needed. Right? Even burgers and all. So we have to accept it. The thing is the same way, ashwagandha smoothies. Because I don't know whether ashwagandha can be consumed in this way or not. But everything, it has to just go to the people. That is our intention. And one more thing is herbal jam. That is Chavan Prakash or something like that. They can just spread it in the breads and all, they can consume it same. So that is one of the product which is there in the market. Next. So I guess you know very well that is Chavan Prakash and all, it's an immune boosting products, right, which is there in the market. Another thing is ready to eat, guys. Because most of you people are like what? You're just running like anything. Even we are the working women and we have to just go ahead. So ready to eat, ready to consume, or ready to cook. And everything we are in need of it. So that's why we are just having this ready-to-eat foods. So superfoods like smoothies and bars. So superfoods in the sense, of course, that is millet-based. One is pre-mixed spice blends. So what are those spice blends? So whatever the spices we are going to use in our daily life, it can be in a blend, right? So on a daily basis, we cannot just go and grind or something like that. So it is there in the market. And here, Ayurvedic inspired snacks. So many things are available in the market. Next. So what are the modern processing techniques? One is encapsulation. Because I'm going to use one major concept or major nutrient which is going to be used in the food processing, in the sense I have to go for encapsulation, that particular thing. So that is one of the major encapsulation technique which is there in the processing strategies nowadays. And one more thing is cold pressing. Because without spoiling the nutritional factors, that we have to just go for the cold pressing of oils. Mainly that sesame and coconut can be used for the processes. Another one is freeze drying, guys. Because in cold level, we cannot just introduce the thermal things. That is a heat treatment. It won't be there. We have to go for cold treatment. That is freeze drying. Another thing is spray drying. We have to just minimalize this thing. So all this coffee powder, milk powder and all those stuff, right? So that spray drying, it can be used for this. Another thing is vacuum packaging. So the packaging also plays a major role nowadays. Because I can just go for, I can design the packaging things. That is, a reduction of carbon dioxide, reduction of oxygen, enhancement of nitrogen. I can just design the packaging methodologies to do it. So we can vacuum sealing, we can do, and all these higher end technologies can be used in food processing. Next. So coming to this encapsulation, guys, this is the herbal supplements like the Brahmi capsules. Because Brahmi, you know very well, so what for that is? That is for the cognitive functioning, right? So these Brahmi capsules can be used, so that capsules will be containing that, where? The active ingredient which is there in that. So that plant will be having that, right? So the same way, this herbal supplements like Brahmi can be used as a capsules. And one more thing is ashwagandha also for the stress relief, it can be given in the time. And moreover, guys, the lozenges, you know, like chewing gum and all those stuff. So in that thing, so we can infuse that particular active ingredient into it. So that is also one of the modern strategy to go ahead with that. So that is encapsulation methodology, which is majorly used in food processing. Then, next slide. So again, I have just told you that cold press, that is exclusively for the oil making, right? Then, and kashayams into instant powders, guys. Because making kashayam is a major part, right? It's a very tedious process also. So that's why what we are just thinking is we have to just make us a kashayam powder that we can give it to the society. Because everyone, see, the thing is user-friendly, on-the-go snacks, on-the-go powders, and everything it is needed nowadays. So that is one of the strategical things that we can work with. The traditional Ayurvedic herbal decoctions can be powdered using spray drying or freeze drying, anything, and we can just go into the market. So just like that, they will just add to the hot water or cold water or whatever, they can consume that. Next. So ready to drink Ayurveda beverage. So that is made up of what? So anything, that is the herbs like tulsi, turmeric, ashwagandha, or ginger, or commonly the RTD beverages. That is ready to drink beverages. It can be stored in Tetra packs and all, everything, even in the PET bottles too. So that is also one of the strategical thing we can work with. And here the turmeric lattes. Lattes, which is nothing but the milk product, guys. Okay, so turmeric lattes. Nama manjal tool potu nama kudipom illaya. I guess you all follow. So the same way, we can just go ahead with this kind of turmeric lattes commercially. Another thing is herbal teas and detox drinks and all these ready to drink beverages. Next. So modern packaging, as I already mentioned, one is vacuum sealing, one is modified atmospheric packaging, another thing is sustainable packaging because eco-friendly things and the waste to wealth. So we can just use this kind of packaging materials to be used for this. Another thing is smart packaging. We can infuse some sensors or biosensors or RFID into the packaging material so that the deterioration can be easily identified using this packaging methodology. Okay, so if it is really very sensitive products in the sense, we can go for modified atmospheric packaging because the oxidation and all everything, it should not be happen for some products. So we have to go ahead with that. So we have to get rid of that. So for that sake, we have to design the things that is modified atmospheric. And vacuum packaging, nowadays people will be looking at this many products in the supermarkets, right? So that is vacuum packaging. Next. And Ayurvedic snacks, that is laddus, chikkis, herbal bars into the modern and on-the-go snack formula. Because morning, if I'm just so hungry, I can go for granola bars. And so many bars are there in the market, okay? So you people can just design. So the proprietary medicine madriye, proprietary foods can be designed based on your ideas, guys. One is this dosha balancing snacks. That is specifically formulated to balance the body's doshas and design on-the-go consumption. That is really important because all the nutrients will just compensate with that. So that is really important in designing the foods, guys. Next. So I have already mentioned Ayurvedic energy bars. Next. So of course, guys, the future of this traditional foods, which is the combining old and new, so that is really, really important, which is terribly needed for the society also, because most of the people are unaware of the things, many things, very good things actually. So we have to just make it more palatable and we have to just give it to the society in the sense, we should think about some modern processing technologies. Even if I just show some spinach to my kids in the sense, they will never touch. But if I'm just going to make the noodles or pasta with that, surely they'll consume. But my target is I have to retain the nutrients which is present in that. So that is my target. So I may just go for freeze drying and all. I can retain the nutrients. I will add with the pasta. So while we are cooking, it will just go ahead. Understand? So the same way we can go for it. And one more thing everyone should know, guys, the FSSAI has introduced Ayurveda Aahar. That is 2022 regulations. They have just mentioned this. And one is the Food Safety Standards Authority of India has implemented regulations to ensure the safety and quality of Ayurveda Aahar. So that is really, really important. You people should know about it. Next. And it has to match with the holistic approach, and traditional recipes could be designed and make it palatable, and it has to go for commercialization. So that is their intention of doing this Ayurveda Aahar. And so that is the personalized nutrition I said, because based on our body composition I said, I can design the nutritional factors into the foods itself and harmony with the nature. Next. So the FSSAI role in regulating Ayurveda Aahar is exclusively with safety and quality and ingredient approval, labeling guidelines and enforcement. Actually this regulation of these are the key features of that. One is ingredient specification. So whatever the ingredients we are going to use, that it has to be labeled. Then the manufacturing practices, who is there, what is the expiry date, and all these things will be there in the labels. And contaminant limits. So we have to just go for testing. So the FSSAI will test with all these things, then the contaminants, if it is present, they won't. So the ppm level, whatever the things we are going to add as a preservative or whatever it is, it should be minimally added. So that is really important, so it should be claimable. Next. So these are the important update about this. That is the food operator to food authority, list of authoritative books for Ayurveda Aahar, and categories for Ayurveda Aahar and regulatory requirements, and list of additives permitted, and microbiological standards, that is food safety, that is really, really important. And one more thing is permissible levels of contaminants. And permitted ingredients and formulations, maybe you can skip so. So the quality control, if you are just going to think about it, we have to go for good manufacturing practices, we have to go for the microbiological testing, stability studies, it's mandate because the shelf life has to be read, and the adverse event monitoring also to be done, because all these mechanical things that we have to think about it. And these are some of the challenges and opportunities related to this food processing and technology in Ayurveda. That is the preserving tradition, of course, and scientific validation and market expansion. And these are our area of research in the things. I'll just tell you only one thing, that is the functional foods that we are working with. That is micronutrient production and using probiotics and development of paraprobiotics and anti-diabetic activity foods that we are doing. And the nutraceuticals part, exclusively we are working with musculoskeletal disorders. That's food we are going to design for that. And the immune modulations with the objective, sensory evaluation using eating, formulation of therapeutic foods, for the functional foods for cognitive potential enhancement. So these are some of the areas that we are working with. And exclusively we are working with food packaging with sensors and RFID. Because anytime you can just contact me for further clarifications. These are the lab works I will just explain, but no time here now, so I'll just skip it. Next. Next. One thing actually, we are planning with the Triphala Suranam, right? That Triphala, it is going to be encapsulated, and I'm planning to add with the foods, guys. So I don't know whether the Triphala will be worked out or something like that. So we are working with the drying kinetics of each and every raw drugs, and we will have to make it that they will be encapsulated. That encapsulations will be done with the food things. So this is how we are planning and we are working, and we have already started also. Next. Next. So these are some of the products what we have developed based on this. Anyway, next. So challenges and solutions for this. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity given. Thank you so much. And thanks for the patient listening.